Iran has just revealed a weapon that could change the battlefield dynamics in the Middle East. The Islamic Republic has unveiled a new electronic warfare system called Sayyad-4. And according to Iranian officials, this system is capable of disrupting enemy positioning and navigation networks. In simple terms, it can blind American bombers and Israeli fighter jets. The unveiling was showcased through Iran's state broadcaster IRIB. Due to security restrictions, only a replica of the platform was displayed to the public. But the message was unmistakable. Iran's defense industry continues to advance despite years of crushing sanctions, despite assassinations of scientists, despite sabotage operations. Iran keeps building. This revelation comes at a critical moment. Tensions between Iran and the United States have reached dangerous levels. Israel continues its threats against Iranian nuclear facilities, and Iranian commanders are stressing enhanced military readiness across all branches of the armed forces. Sayyad-4 is Tehran's answer to those who believe Iran can be intimidated. But perhaps the most remarkable aspect of this unveiling is who built it. According to Mehr News Agency, the Sayyad-4 system was designed and built by female scientists in Iran's defense industry. Women, creating weapons that could neutralize the most advanced military technology on Earth. The system was showcased during an exhibition specifically highlighting women-led defense achievements. This is Iran sending multiple messages at once. To the West, it says your sanctions cannot stop our scientific progress. To those who stereotype Iranian society, it says our women are at the forefront of our most advanced military programs. Senior defense officials attended the exhibition. Defense Minister General Aziz Nasirzadeh personally reviewed the Sayyad-4 system. His presence underscores the importance Tehran places on this new capability. This is not a minor development being shown off for propaganda purposes. This is a strategic asset that Iran's highest military leadership considers significant. What exactly can Sayyad-4 do? According to Iranian sources, the system is capable of disrupting enemy positioning and navigation networks. This is electronic warfare at its most sophisticated, not shooting missiles at aircraft, something potentially more devastating, making those aircraft unable to navigate. Modern military aircraft depend entirely on GPS and electronic navigation systems. American B-52 bombers flying from Diego Garcia to strike Iranian targets need precise positioning data. Israeli F-35 stealth fighters conducting raids need navigation networks to reach their targets and return home. Without those systems, these aircraft become vulnerable. Electronic warfare systems like Sayyad-4 work by jamming or spoofing the signals that aircraft depend on. Jamming floods the electromagnetic spectrum with noise, making it impossible for receivers to pick up legitimate signals. Spoofing sends false signals that make navigation systems believe the aircraft is somewhere it is not. Both methods can be catastrophic for attacking forces. If Sayyad-4 performs as claimed, American and Israeli pilots would face a nightmare scenario. Aircraft that cannot determine their position, weapons that cannot find their targets, navigation systems giving false readings that could lead pilots into traps or cause them to miss their objectives entirely. This is the capability Iran claims to have developed. Defense Minister General Aziz Nasirzadeh's review of the system signals high-level confidence in its capabilities. Nasirzadeh is not a politician making empty boasts. He is a military professional responsible for Iran's defense. His inspection of Sayyad-4 suggests that Iran's military leadership believes this system works. The exhibition format itself was significant. By showcasing Sayyad-4 alongside other women-led defense achievements, Iran demonstrated the depth of its indigenous military industry. This is not a country dependent on foreign suppliers who can be pressured to cut off access. This is a nation nation that builds its own weapons with its own scientists. For years, Western analysts have questioned whether Iranian military claims match reality. Some of that skepticism is warranted, but Iran has also surprised observers repeatedly. Its drone program, once dismissed as primitive, now produces systems that Russia uses in Ukraine. Its missile program, once considered inaccurate, now strikes with precision that concerns Pentagon planners. Iranian commanders are not hiding their intentions. They are stressing enhanced military readiness across all forces. The message is clear. Iran expects confrontation and is preparing for it. Sayyad 4 is part of that preparation. One senior Iranian official declared that Iran is prepared for any eventuality. Any eventuality. That phrase covers everything from limited strikes to full-scale war. It suggests that Tehran has war-gamed multiple scenarios and believes it can respond to whatever the United States or Israel throws at it. This confidence may be justified or it may be bravado. What cannot be denied is that Iran continues to invest heavily in military capabilities designed specifically to counter American and Israeli advantages. Electronic warfare systems like Sayyad 4 target the technological edge that Western militaries have long taken for granted. Iranian officials delivered a pointed message to Israel alongside the Sayyad 4 unveiling. They declared that Iran will certainly not allow dark dreams to be interpreted by the Zionist regime as Iran's isolation. Dark dreams. That is how Tehran characterizes Israeli plans for military action against Iranian facilities. This statement reveals Iranian thinking about the current standoff. Tehran believes that Israel hopes to isolate Iran diplomatically before striking militarily. Israeli strategy, in Iran's view, involves convincing the world that Iran is a pariah state that deserves whatever punishment it receives. Iran is pushing back against that narrative. The unveiling of new military capabilities is part of that pushback. So is diplomatic outreach to Russia, China, and other nations willing to maintain relations with Tehran. Iran is telling Israel that isolation will not happen, that when the dark dreams turn to action, Iran will not face its enemies alone. Iran also took aim at Australia during recent statements. Iranian officials declared that Australia's recent action is merely a form of appeasement toward the Zionist regime. Appeasement. A word loaded with historical meaning. A word designed to evoke memories of failed attempts to satisfy aggressive powers. Tehran invited all countries to be vigilant regarding actions of the Zionist regime aimed at undermining Iran's friendly relations with other countries. This is Iran warning neutral nations that Israel is working to isolate Tehran diplomatically. That pressure applied to maintain relations with Iran may be coming from Israeli lobbying. The mention of Australia specifically suggests that Canberra took some action that Tehran considered hostile. Whatever that action was, Iran views it not as an independent Australian decision, but as submission to Israeli pressure. The message to other nations is clear. Don't follow Australia's example. Maintain your independence from Israeli influence. Perhaps the most scathing criticism was reserved for Europe. Iranian officials dismissed European diplomatic efforts with contempt. When negotiations are mentioned, they noted the European side points out that Iran should go talk to America. This shows they do not believe they can play an independent, responsible, and effective role in a diplomatic process. This is a devastating assessment of European foreign policy. Iran is saying that Europe has no autonomy, that European governments are merely messengers for Washington, that talking to Paris, Berlin, or Brussels is pointless because those capitals cannot make decisions without American approval. Iranian officials went further. They said Europe perhaps lacks the capability and self-confidence necessary to fulfill their own responsibilities. Capability and self-confidence, two qualities that Europe once possessed in abundance, two qualities that Iran believes Europe has lost. The statement concluded that European diplomatic positions should be viewed more as publicity and public relations matters rather than positions that truly have practical and tangible backing. In other words, when Europe speaks about negotiations with Iran, it is performing for audiences, not making serious diplomatic offers. The unveiling of Sayad 4 must be understood in context. Tensions between Iran and its adversaries have rarely been higher. The United States maintains massive military forces in the region. Israel continues to threaten strikes against Iranian nuclear facilities. Both countries have conducted operations against Iranian interests in recent years. Iran's response is to demonstrate capability and resolve. Sayad 4 is part of that demonstration. It tells Washington and Tel Aviv that attacking Iran will not be easy, that Iranian defenses are more sophisticated than outsiders might believe, that the technological gap between Iran and its enemies is narrowing. Whether Sayad 4 can actually perform as claimed remains to be seen. Electronic warfare systems are difficult to evaluate without seeing them tested in actual combat. But the mere existence of such systems forces American and Israeli military planners to account for them. Even uncertainty about Iranian capabilities complicates attack planning. This is asymmetric warfare at its finest. Iran cannot match American military spending. Iran cannot build aircraft carriers or stealth bombers. But Iran can build systems that make American aircraft carriers and stealth bombers less effective. That is the strategic logic behind Sayad 4 and systems like it. The women scientists who built this system understand that logic perfectly. They are not trying to match American technology dollar for dollar. They are trying to find the vulnerabilities in American technology and exploit them. Positioning and navigation networks are such a vulnerability. Sayad 4 is designed to attack it. As tensions continue to rise, more Iranian military capabilities will likely be revealed. Each unveiling will send the same message. Iran is not backing down. Iran is not intimidated. Iran is preparing for whatever comes, and Iran believes it can survive and prevail. The world watches to see whether these capabilities are real or exaggerated, whether Iranian confidence is justified or misplaced, whether the dark dreams that Tehran warns about will remain dreams or become reality. For now, Sayad 4 stands as the latest symbol of Iranian defiance in the face of overwhelming pressure.